Atlanta. 14 hopefuls vying for the Atlanta mayoral seat. It'll happen November 2nd. Among them, Atlanta City Council President Felicia Moore, Councilman Antionio Brown, Attorney Sharon Gray, and former Atlanta Mayor Kasim Reed. Kirsten Dunn, an Atlanta real estate investor, entrepreneur, she's also in the mix. She says if elected, she plans to unify the city through policies, programming, and healing. Kirsten joins us to tell us more about what makes her qualified. Well, we know she's qualified, but I guess supremely qualified over the other candidates in the race. So good morning to you. First question I have is, good morning. Can we talk healing first? Because you had the three things there, policies, yes. But healing I want to focus on. What do we need to heal from, and how would you start there?
You know, I was just, while out canvassing, I met a woman by the name of Pamela in Buckhead. And Pamela literally was telling me that she just feels afraid, like because of all of the crime that's happening with women in our city. And she just wants to feel safe again. She just kept saying, I just want to feel safe again. So a lot of us, including women, and that, you know, even whether we've experienced crime or not, hearing about it, it's traumatic. And we really need to unify together to just be able to feel safe again in our city. And that takes healing. It takes all of us coming together and being able to even talk about the buddy system and talk about different coping techniques that we can, while trauma is happening around us. So we need to heal from it. Absolutely.
As you know, I don't have to tell you this, but for people watching at home who don't live in the city of Atlanta, well, you understand that when you become the mayor of this great city, you're more than just Atlanta's, you know, CEO. You're Black America's mayor. Absolutely. It really is important to people. Yes. And so I want to focus in on that because this is a crowded field. More than a dozen candidates are on the ballot. What makes you a viable choice for the city when you have someone like Felicia Moore, the closest thing to a household name, and Kasim Reed, who many believe will run away with this race? No one will even come close.
Absolutely. Well, I will say that I'm running for mayor. I'm not running against anybody. So, so I'm definitely running for mayor. But even addressing the crowded race and the reason why I stand above all the other candidates is I relate to the everyday person, along with the professional, along with the affluent, along with the person that's homeless under the bridge. I mean, my life experiences puts me in a position that's relatable. I mean, just to tell you a brief part of my story, I spent, my 20s on the merry-go-round of recidivism. And that's something that's affecting 1 in every 4 African Americans in our race. And so when you have something that heavy, that's a pandemic all by itself. And it's definitely affecting Atlantans heavy. And so although I respect Felicia Moore, I absolutely respect her, but she's been in office and we have seen very little change. She's been in office. Kasim Reed has been in office, and we have all these things that are not changing the way that they need to change.
Do you think there's a disconnect? You mentioned your story, and it is a powerful story. Is there a disconnect with the other candidates and the electorate, people who may not have the same experience, even the painful portions of your background?
Absolutely. It's definitely a disconnect. Sheree, you hit it on the head. It's definitely a disconnect. While I'm out talking to people, and I can tell them, I've been where you've been. I am a single mother. I've been where you've been. I understand what you're going through, the everyday life struggles that, like just for example, the west side of Atlanta, the real estate. Why does it look like that? And the city does absolutely nothing. We want our real estate to reflect Black excellence. But the city council, the city leaders do nothing about it. And so it's definitely a disconnect. It's a huge disconnect. And I'm very for the people in the city involved. My hands are on. So
Yeah,
it's
but I want to
putting
push
that
back
back
just a little
together.
bit, if I can, Ms. Dunn, because in your
Yes.
campaign materials, you talk about the outgoing mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms. Full disclosure, I love her. I think she's a wonderful,
Yeah, I love her
regal,
too.
classy woman who's done a lot for this city. And you talk about, what you learned, influence from her, but you leave her out. You talked about Kasim. You talked about Felicia Moore, who have both been in this town and been leaders for a long time, saying, they didn't do enough, perhaps. What about Keisha Lance Bottoms? Did you learn from her?
Absolutely. Keisha has taught us even what I represent, resilience, because all the things that she's gone through in her short 4 years as mayor there's no playbook for that. So the resilience that she was able to lead through that. Some people feel like she didn't do enough. I think she did the absolute best that she could given the circumstances that she was given. And so when she stood up there and said that she was passing the baton, that's one of the reasons why One Atlanta is a part of my campaign, because she's passing the baton to me. I'm ready to take the baton. So
Okay,
I,
well then,
I
so you're
totally
looking for
respect
her
everything that she's
endorsement
done.
too. You want her to endorse you officially. We only have about
I absolutely
45
do.
seconds left, and I don't want to gloss over, I should say, your personal story. I want you to end this way if you can for us.
Yeah.
There's somebody watching today, perhaps a young woman, a young black man, and you were in foster care, you're a sexual abuse survivor, you've talked about that, being incarcerated and standing today saying, hey, I'm a viable candidate to lead the city of Atlanta.
Absolutely.
What would you say to that child?
Yeah. I would say don't count yourself out. I'm not going to count you out, and do not count yourself out. If COVID hasn't taught us anything, it's taught us that life is too short to not stand in the position that you were designed to stand in. Because all of my life experiences have created the moment of where I am standing. I'm ready to lead because I'm relatable, and I want them to understand that they can lead as well. In whatever area that they're in, they're designed to lead. Absolutely.
I
So
don't know
don't
what's
count
going to
yourself out.
happen
Do
on,
not do it.
yeah, I don't know what's going to happen November 2nd. The polling suggests that you have an uphill climb. But right there, that passion, I hope no matter win, lose, or draw, I hope you're here to stay, and we'll keep
I
inspiring
am.
folks.
Yes.
Businesswoman, Atlanta mayoral candidate,
Yes.
Kirsten Dunn, thank you so much for starting your day with us, and best of luck to you.